Yeah, your suit and the hair is looking good.
I don't need a belt or anything.
No. We had one. Yeah, have a get down.
This is Jerry.
Morning. Hiya. How you doing? How you feeling?
It's a special prize.
On behalf of Stephen and Amy, welcome to Regatta Court for the celebration of their marriage. My name is Sally and I have the honour of conducting this ceremony today, and my colleague Rachel will be doing the legal work of registering the marriage and presenting the marriage certificate at the end. It's a great privilege for us to be here as registrars, and we wish everyone a wonderful and a memorable day, but especially you two. Stephen and Amy have found happiness together, and now they're confirming their commitment through solemn and binding vows. It means a lot to both of them that all of you can be here with them to witness those vows and share their celebration. Weddings give us an opportunity to honour the very important role that's played by our families and friends throughout our lives. Roland is here today to present Amy to be married as a symbol of the deep bonds of friendship and to show the love and support you will both continue to have from all your friends. And in this spirit, I ask him, do you give Amy into the love and care of Stephen for the rest of her life? We're perfect. You're allowed to give her a kiss and then take a seat.
And then sit down, you say?
Yes,
Yeah.
and you two can be seated as well.
Thank you.
Relax a bit before we go start. It's one of my duties to inform you that this place in which we are now met has been sanctioned according to law for the celebration of marriages. You are here to witness the joining in marriage of Stephen Aaron Jackson and Amy Lisa Godwin. If any person present knows of any lawful impediment why these two people may not be joined in marriage, he or she should declare it now. Not even a squeak from the little ones. Marriage is the joining of two people who pledge themselves to share the sunshine and the shadows of life, and in that lifelong companionship to support each other in all that they do. You two have had the good fortune to find each other. You've begun to build your relationship with love, tolerance, and understanding. This wedding ceremony legally confirms your commitment to each other and to your future together. But your marriage is something unique that you two will build for yourselves over the years. This is one of life's greatest adventures. It's a real joy to have someone who shares with you the fun of everyday life. It's a great comfort to be with someone you trust, someone you can go home to and share any disappointment, someone who's always there for you as you are for them. It can sometimes be a challenge because every relationship has its difficult times, but you know that what is right between you is far more important than any disagreement, because good partners in marriage are above all best friends who laugh together and share together, who accept each other as they are and trust each other with all that they are yet to be. I ask Stephen and Amy to make their legal declarations that they're free to marry, I'd like to invite Danielle forward to give us a reading.
Travelling by William Wordsworth. This is the spot. How mildly does the sun shine in between fading leaves. The air and the silence of this wood is more than silent. And this bed of grass, where shall we find so sweet a resting place? Let me see you sink into a dream of quiet thought, till your eye be calm as water when the winds are gone, and no one can tell where, my sweet friend. We two have had such happy hours together that my heart melts and means think of it.
Thank you. Before you're joined in marriage here today, I have to remind you both of the solemn and binding character of the vows that you're about to make. Marriage in this country means the union of two people, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. So I now have to ask each of you to declare that you don't know of any legal reason why you shouldn't be married. So Stephen, if you go first and repeat after me. I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Stephen Aaron Jackson,
why I, Stephen Aaron Jackson,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Amy Lisa Godwin.
to Amy Lisa Godwin.
I do solemnly declare
I do solemnly declare
that I know not
that I know not
of any lawful impediment
of any lawful impediment
why I, Amy Lisa Godwin,
why I, Amy Lisa Godwin,
may not be joined in matrimony
may not be joined in matrimony
to Stephen Aaron Jackson.
to Stephen Aaron Jackson.
Now, very shortly, Stephen and Amy will be saying a few words that will take them across a threshold in their lives. Those words will contract them in marriage to one another. So everyone who's comfortable with standing, please stand and join with them while they make those vows. Stephen, will you take Amy to be your wedded wife, to share your life with her, to love, support and comfort her whatever the future may bring? Amy, will you take Stephen to be your wedded husband, to share your life with him, to love, support and comfort him whatever the future may bring? The giving and receiving of a wedding ring is an ancient tradition. A ring is an unbroken circle. Having neither a beginning nor an end, it symbolises never-ending love and commitment, and it's an outward sign of the vows and promises you're making today. And Josh is going to bring the rings to us. Thank you, Josh. On the table. Great job. You can see that. Now you can take Amy's rings. So take it with your left hand. Hold it there while you say to her. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I,
Stephen Aaron Jackson,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Amy Lisa Godwin,
Amy Lisa Godwin,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
I, beyond all limit of whatever else is in the world,
I, beyond all limits of whatever else is in the world,
do love, prize and honour you.
do love, prize and honour you.
So take this ring,
So take this ring,
for my heart is in it,
for my heart is in it.
and then slip that ring on her finger. I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I,
to witness that I,
Amy Lisa Godwin,
Amy Lisa Godwin,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Stephen Aaron Jackson,
Stephen Aaron Jackson,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
I would not wish
I would not wish
for any companion in the world but you.
for any companion in the world but you.
So take this ring,
So take this ring,
for my heart is in it.
to my baptism.
And then slip it on his finger. Well done. Stephen and Amy, you have made the declarations prescribed by law. You have made a solemn and binding contract with each other in the presence of your family and friends today. May the love and commitment you've expressed grow ever stronger in the coming years. So it's now my duty and my great pleasure to pronounce you husband and wife, and you may kiss your wife. Now, if everyone would like to take a seat and just chat among yourselves, we're going to register them. Mr. and Mrs. Jackson.
Anyone else like to drink? Everyone's like to drink. And then I've got a white Rioja.
Is that what it is?
The lady who did on nails, she had
Can I just demand a little bit of order? I thought it'd be nice to do the speeches now while we're sort of having a digestive rest, and I'd like to ask Roland if you'd be so kind enough to start.
Well, you're probably wondering why I've asked you all here today. It's so that you can hear me thank Amy for the tremendous honour she has done me by asking me to give her away in the sacrament that we call marriage. Now, I'm not used to giving anything away, and this of course is no different. Stephen doesn't realise it yet, but we're about to embark on a series of negotiations that will probably be as protracted and bitter as the Brexit talk. I'm referring, of course, to the question of the bride price. I'm not sure how much Stephen is willing to pay for the honour of marrying Amy, but we'll work that out in the months to come. Now, Amy has given something away. She's given her name away. She's no longer Miss Amy Godwin. She has become Mrs. Stephen Jackson. And I'm something of a crossword addict. I became a crossword addict when I saw a Lonely Hearts ad that said male crossword fanatic seeks female crossword fanatic for black rough cut tobacco, 4 letters, begins with S. And I've worked out a couple of anagrams.
Okay.
The anagrams that Amy is giving up, Miss Amy Godwin. There's mad wig mission, for example.
It's like me every day.
Go sadism, me win. And ow sis, I'm gin mad. And she's giving up all that for scant jerks venoms, Jock ensnares Ms TV, and never Jack Ms Snots. These are your new anagrams.
Thank you.
I'm not sure about the protocol. If I were best man, I would ask you to toast the bride in the room. But since I'm not best man, I'll leave that to you.
I will toast them later on. But in the meantime, in the
Now
meantime,
you can
Stephen.
drink.
Yes.
Yeah, can I keep that?
Yeah.
It's over to you.
You must stand though, Steve.
Yes. I must stand.
stand.
You have to stand for the camera.
But I'm not the sort of the concert speech maker you are, so I've written mine. Is it okay if I sort of read from my name? Okay. So I wrote this last night here. It goes in my quiet room. I'll just read to you. I've really written it to you. So it's sort of in a letter form. Here we go. So dear Amy, I knew on the 19th December 2015 that my life had dramatically changed. I was halfway up Eastdale Town, sitting on a rock, overlooking Grasmere, eating a pork pie and feeling like a king. I was sitting next to you, my arm around you, amazed at your beauty and the fact that your hair was the same red that we could see in the landscape around us. I thought, this is really worrying. I want to take a selfie with this person, and I never do that. I want to take a photo of her with me in it, standing in front of mountains and waterfalls, and send it to my mum. I couldn't believe what I was doing. Anyway, December tumbled into January, and on the 31st of that month, 2016, a year and a half ago, I knew I loved you. The exact spot it happened, if you want to know, is our posing place for pictures. Through the rose gardens at Grays Court, past the ancient wisteria, at the end of the avenue of trees. The bower we know so well. What happened next? A flash of things. We moved in together, made a home, became members of the National Trust, and produced a progeny of tomatoes. All firsts for me. It was August 2016 that I proposed. Your work had taken you away from me for a week, and all I did in that time was travel back to those places. Kissed by the spray of the waterfall, kissed by you across the tarn, walking in the mysterious shadow with you, posing under the bough, sitting in our chairs, in our home, in the garden, lying in our island bed. I'm so happy that we let you into your life, and that we've shared so many places together. I'm so happy to follow you. So then, I hand over to you. My best man.
Oh, right. Well, beat that if you can.
Oh dear.
Oh, that was absolutely marvellous. Sorry. When Stephen asked me to be best man, I was very, very honoured and privileged. It's about 40-something years since I've been best at anything. And so I thought about it and realised I didn't really know what best man had to do, so I looked it up. And there weren't too many onerous responsibilities. It starts off with things like help the groom choose the suits for the ushers and the groom and the best man. Well, no ushers sorted their own suits, or Amy sorted Stephen's suit out. Things like sort out the buttonholes, Amy sorted out the buttonholes. Make sure that the stag do goes all right. Well, that had to be abandoned. For those of you who don't know, it was abandoned because of a mixture of roadworks, road congestion, and gay pride in Canterbury, which all sort of came together to make.
We went there.
You just turned round in desperation, really, didn't you? And then one of the other responsibilities is to sort out the rings, which of course Josh did superbly. Thank you very much, Josh. Where are you? Good job. which really only leaves this bit, the speech. And as it's been a reasonably unconventional wedding, I thought I'd do a reasonably unconventional speech. And so, my unconventional conventionalists, here we go. I thought what I would do is actually have a look at how I have seen Stephen and Amy as Stephen and Amy as people, but also have a look at what their names actually mean and see how it actually does fit them. Stephen, I'm going to start with you. He's so like his dad. I've heard that said so many times. It has to be true. Stephen, you certainly have the eye that your dad had for a good-looking woman, and you certainly demonstrate love for your family. A fine quality, which I have no doubt is a good Jackson quality. So, Stephen, Stefanus. What does it mean? And do we know any great Stephens? Well, there was a very great Stephen going back about 2,000 years ago. Saint Stephen is probably the oldest one I could come across. And he was renowned as the first Christian martyr. He was well known for getting stoned, and in actual fact he was the patron saint of headaches. Sorry, I made a mistake. I should have said he was well known for getting stoned to death. Now then, what else is it? If we go back to the ancient Greeks, Stephen actually means crown, or garland, or wreath. And it can be linked to the word for honour. It can also be linked to the noun circle, or the verb to encircle. And encircling like a crown or like a garland. There are certain traits that are always associated with Stephens. One of them is the ability to win an argument or a debate by the clever use of language. There's also this inherent wish to escape to a more beautiful place. I think that sums up you quite well. Now, Amy. That's Amy with an I. Oh, Amy. Where do we start? Let's start off with famous Amy's. Do you know any famous Amy's? You might with an I.
With an eye.
With an I. Well, you may well associate yourself with this one. Amy James is apparently a well-known co-owner of a tattoo parlour in Miami. Co-owner of the television program Miami Ink. Yeah. Amy, the name itself, can be Hebrew and it can be Indian. And in both those languages, it's either gender. But in Japanese, it's very, very much female. And in Japanese, it's associated with beauty, it's associated with truth, and it's associated with fascination. A little closer to home, we often think of Amy as being French, or friend. And of course, that's fairly closely linked to amour, for love. He pauses because he's here. However, I think that probably sums up that bit. So I now actually want a little bit of audience participation from the two of you.
Oh, do you have to get up?
You do have to get up, and I want you to face each other. So Stephen, I want you to put your arms around Amy. I want you to look at her. And not that close. I want you to repeat after me. Are you listening? Yes. I encircle you with the love of the Jackson family.
I encircle you with the love of the Jackson family.
And Amy, I want you to say, I will be your friend forever. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I would ask you to eat toast, before I can do it. And this is to a life full of love and friendship. Cheers.
A life full of love and friendship.
Thank you.
A life full of love and
Pleasure.
friendship.
Right. I did forget some bits, I've been told. Do you want me to tell you the bits I forgot? Yes. It's about the traits. You know how Stephen's trait was to win arguments and things like that? Well, Amy's traits are really, there's two. One, to be able to give very short, concise instructions, like zip it, Shrimpy. And the second one is to be able to get about 30 such concise instructions and put them all together in one long email.
Good girl, Nina.
Good wake up. Whoa, stick that up my nose.
We're going to open some cards and things like that. Okay, who's this one?
Yeah, I don't know.